Bill Brockbrader, also known as Bill Woods Lightworkers Post. I just might have the good news everyone has been waiting for. You tell me July 3, 2011 6 p.m. SINJ1. And hello everyone, I'm afraid this is not going to be your typical channeling. No, this is going to be something different, but I'm sure that by the end, everyone will understand why I posted this here. I have some questions that I'm looking for answers for. I believe that this is the best place to get the correct answers. So here it goes. Can anyone tell me if the dark forces can get people to lower their vibrations by accepting the illusion they purport as the truth? Can we raise people's vibrations by getting them to accept the truth by disguising it as the illusion that they readily accept? Does it work that way? Can we get people to accept the truth more easily if we simply tell them that it's just a fantastic story at first and then let them figure out that the story is actually the truth later? Also, we're all sitting around waiting for something to happen so that we can all move forward. The Ascended Masters have been giving us advice to listen to our hearts and to act on what we feel our heart is telling us. Is it just me, or does it feel like humanity has to act and exercise its own free will to start this whole process moving forward the way we are all expecting it to? If humanity does indeed need to exercise its free will, then who is going to be the first one to do it, and which direction should we all go after that? Is that all that needs to have happen? Does somebody just need to go first for everyone else to understand what they need to do as well? These are the thoughts that are currently rattling around inside me right now. See, I know that I know how to do something that everyone reading this would like to have happen. I can destroy the illusion. That is to say, I believe that I can write a book that people would read, at first, to hear a fantastic story that I tell them is not real. After that, the story will have a strange way of becoming as real as the reader wants it to be. We know what happens if you tell someone the truth that they later find out to be a lie. What happens when you tell someone a lie that they later find out to be the truth? It's a little hard for me to describe the concept, but I have found a way demonstrated instead. So I'm writing a book right now. It's a special book. It's a book that I'm writing right now in my life so that I can discover the ending of the book. In other words, as I am writing the book is creating its own ending. I've created a presentation first chapter that should explain everything. First off, please excuse the language. The main character of the book cusses like a sailor. It's awful. When it all came down, a compelling fictional account of one of the Nines, Chapter 1, Sunshine. What the fuck? OHHHHH. Faintly, the memories of the previous evening come rushing in with brutal force. OWWW. The hungover condition that I find myself in is the worst. I look over and see the empty bottle of vodka. Fuck. Apparently, getting blind fucking drunk still doesn't solve any of my problems. But what is one supposed to do when he finds himself losing the girl he loves? Probably not the best plan though. Results were not what I was desiring. The damn dream again. It's been a long time since I'd even thought about the village. It seems like a lifetime ago now. But last night I was there once again, forever reliving the nightmare that had become my life. Me, Ray, and Crusher pounding through the open desert at an easy 60 per. Typical mission. Other than the fact that we had to drop in pretty far north this time. Gives us a good excuse to use the sandrail for one mission. Great piece of equipment. 2 normal seating positions with a 3rd gun turret position on top of the rear-mounted turbocharged engine. And fast $120 easy. Of course, at that speed, a stone the size of a baseball could send us cartwheeling to our deaths. Which is why Ray was driving. He has an intuition that makes it so that he could drive through a minefield and never hit a thing. Certainly, There have been those times that we all just sat back impressed as he drove us through gunfire without ever getting a scratch. It was his gift. Oh wait. We couldn't call it a gift. It was a skill set. Let's just say that we all had our own unique and amazing skill sets. It's December 2000. We held in and secured the area around the drop. 30 minutes up and online. 5 minutes later, the birds appear on the horizon. Video and controls are syncing. And I've got them. 20 seconds to impact. The end of the story: 2 useless mud huts and the people inside them destroyed with about 100 times more force than necessary. We were packed up and RTB 5 minutes after that. With Ray driving, Crusher was manning his traditional position in the turret and I was in the passenger position flying the UAV, our little secret eye in the sky. We always liked the freedom that the additional flexibility the UAV gave to our operation equipment list. We could avoid contact with everyone by miles. It would be several hours of this. Periodically, stopping to land the bird and refuel. So much of the same, always just a different day. I had found myself getting lost in my thought as of late. 6 months left of a 10-year nightmare commitment. Hell. These last 3 years having flown by. For everything that the military did to keep me doing my job, it's amazing to me that I'm all still alive. It's all very different from when things first started. Back in 1992, I still believed in the mission and the military's intent to bring peace to a people that honestly desperately needed help. More bombs. More deaths. More lives destroyed for no other reason than because they just happened to be standing within 500 feet of the guy that we happened to be killing that day. It always seemed pretty messed up to me, but I learned what happens when you start to question military authority very quickly. It was not the easiest lesson to endure. Certainly a choice that I would not soon repeat. No, I'm frankly just going to keep doing exactly what I'm told and shut up for 6 more months. I'll be out with no more killing. No more death. No more seeing the horrified faces of the men, women, and children as the bird charged forward through the video feed half a second before detonation. Back to the States for a new life and some distance from this screwed up little piece of the world. Let some other dumb high school grad with limitless potential get duped into slaughtering thousands and thousands of people simply because we are afraid of them? Wait. That's not right. Damn it. My senses are on fire instantly. At the same time, Ray drops the hammer on the sandrail, getting up to max speed while asking me what I could see. We could all feel it. Something wrong. Very, very wrong. We were heading by our little pet village that had saved our asses multiple times and helped us out of jams 10 times more than that. It had been a while since we had stopped by, so we wanted to see how things were going and that they had enough food and supplies. Winters could be rough in the desert. The village. We stumbled on the village about 2 or 3 years after we started operating regularly in northern Iraq. Most people thought the Persian Gulf War ended shortly after it began in 1991, but I think that it's safe to say that it officially ended on September 11, 2001. See, I've spent the better part of a decade of my life driving planes into buildings, so to speak, and convincing myself that the people that were dying were the enemy. At first, it was very easy. I didn't have any attachment to the people I was bombing, and most of the missions seemed to be against actual military targets. At least at first. Things changed rapidly after we met the people in the village. It was a mission gone bad. We were dressed as Bedouin tribesmen. They are nomadic, so it makes it easy when we deliberately avoid contact with others. We had to go way far out of our way to avoid a major troop movement. We were low on food and danger low on water. The camels were useless until we could get enough water for us all. still way too far north for an evac. We had to come up with a plan. Then the village appeared on the horizon just like a mirage in the desert. It was completely unbelievable that it was real and there. As we got closer, the men of the tribe came out to investigate. When they saw what was happening, they instantly jumped in to help us. Boys came out with a cart and a camel with water. They got us all inside and we were feasting on the most incredible food within 15 minutes of our arrival, as if our company had been planned for hours. By the time we were leaving, we had basically made gifts of everything that we had that was of any use to them, and we were on our way safely home. I don't think that we would have ever gone back either had it not been for the worst day. Since then though, we were regular guests, frequently detouring from our missions to visit and spend more and more time there. The three of us loved the quiet ease with which everyone went about their business. There were no secrets or concealing between these people. They couldn't understand why someone would not be completely honest with their friends, family, and neighbors. It, to them, was simply a means of survival. Their way of life. The days were spent very simply. The same activities occurring with regularity in a singular effort to make the best life possible for each other. Everyone here is family. Everyone spends their lives in service to the others in the village. It was an incredible thing to see them sacrificing for each other on a daily basis. To know what it must feel like to have that sense of security. Let's just say that it was incredible to us. We all learned from them. Be it the Arabic and Farsi languages or religious and philosophical debate, we all learned and we all grew. Maybe some of us too much. Maybe some of us not enough. With all of things that they were constantly offering to us, we had to discover the honorable way to decline gifts without upsetting the entire village. We brought them food and medicine. I spent regular time treating the old and the injured with modern medicine combined with their own tribal methods, most of which were surprisingly effective and forward-thinking. Of course, we all had our favorites. Mine was Akbar, an old man that was allowed to join the village surprisingly late in life due to some unique life circumstances. His entire family was killed during the initial attacks of the Gulf War. He and I would speak regularly. Mostly, I thought it was to practice my Arabic, but now I know that it was to teach me his experiences. He spoke of the devastating consequences of Tomahawk missile attacks and the effect that they were having on the people as a whole. One thing specifically that I can remember. He spoke of how the children of the village would panic and break down in tears for hours when a missile would pass near enough to be heard. All feared the effect of what one of those missiles would do when they detonated. All have heard the stories of the planes in the sky that can have killed so many with their destruction.